there guys, this is me, Malorian, and this is going to be another War Machine battle report. And this one here is going to be kind of me being a little bit upset with Chain Attack. Not really. In their last show there, they were talking about troop swarms, and when they're talking about the different factions, they came to Signar and said, well, Signar basically sucks at doing the troop swarm. And I was like, come on. I mean, for me in Mark II, it was all the time. I was like, Kane 2, Dude Swarm. I was like, you know what? Let's make this work in Mark III. So looking at the different pieces, I thought really Haley3 does it the best because she can share around that bubble and say, hey, I have all this infantry that's now going to be a defense skew, and I'll have some recursion because I have revive. And to add to that recursion, I also have here Alexia. So basically when something dies, I'll get a risen, and then I can bring it back again with revive anyway. And I also have Murdoch attached to Alexia so that they will be affected by the temporal distortion as well. So we'll see how that works out. Otherwise, on the other side, I'm up against my buddy Jack, and he is going to be running Irusk 1. So a couple of things that are not what they appear to be on that side is, one, that is the Irusk 2 model, but it just looks better, so that's why he's using it. And the two Jacks, those are actually going to be Mad Dogs. So he forgot the Mad Dogs, has these here, so that's what he's going to be using. So really, you know, part of this looks bad for me because he has a lot of AoEs, he has a lot of Doom Reavers, and normally they can do a lot of stuff to kill a lot of infantry, but those Doom Reavers are going to have a really hard time dealing with Defense 17 Sword Knights. So I think I'm going to be okay. In the long run, I feel this will either be a clock victory or a scenario win, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so I get first turn, and basically everything is kind of rushing up. I want to make sure that I'm a little bit further back. I could be a little bit closer, but I want it so that those marksmen can't just aim at me. One of the things I didn't think of is that they probably can't aim anyway because of the 3-inch line of sight, but whatever. I put myself just far enough back so that the marksmen can't aim, they'd have to move, and otherwise, of course, I bring up the Haleys, I do temporal distortion, I also do tactical supremacy so I can get those Haleys a little bit further out there. A little bit more bogged down on the right because of those ruins, but yeah, the Storm Guard is kind of slowly moving their way through. So on his turn, he's going to get a little bit of work done onto me. The marksman needs something high to hit me, but they do kill 2 of my sword knights on the left, so, you know, whatever, I can bring those guys back. Otherwise, the Doom Reavers, he's trying to spread them out, so I can only try killing like the first couple, and then he can counter, and that's really it. He tried like shooting a couple of AoEs in there, I think, to try and scatter, but didn't really do anything. So at this point here, I want to kind of start getting in there and start trying to cut things down. I'm not really sure if I should go for the flag already. I think it might be a little bit too dangerous. So really, I just want to kind of start off this attrition and try and kill off as much of this infantry as possible, except this is also his feat turn. So all these guys have tough, and it's a 4+ tough, and they don't get knocked down. So it's going to be a little bit challenging to try and kill these guys. So really what I do is I go up there with Haley, and she does her temporal distortion again. I punch one down with the one Haley, the past Haley. Future Haley goes up there, does a little bit of shooting as well, and then really the different groups just kind of like get in there and start charging. And I do kill some. I was hoping to kill more, but again, 4+ toughs that can keep on going forever. You know, you can only get so much done. So I'm pretty happy the way it is. I'm in a good spot where pretty much everything is in my bubble. Of course, not the stuff on the far right, but otherwise all my defense is pretty high. And yeah, I know he's going to come in and do some pretty nasty stuff to me, but at this point I'd already revived the guys he killed. I can pop feet, I can revive even more. I'll have Alexia, and then once I kill off all these Doom Reavers, I'll be in a really good spot where I can just go to my flag and be feeling great. So he comes into me, and he actually does way more than I thought he would. Now, the big thing that really changed everything is that he got off a crit devastation with the Conquest. So there was one Risen that was kind of there and a little bit easier to hit, because even with temporal distortion, he's still only defense 12. So he hits him, but also crits him, which throws guys around, and then that knocks down Alexia and Murdoch, and that made those two way easier to kill. Another thing too is that those other AoEs coming from him I guess they're all POW 10, even if they're not underneath the hull. I didn't really look into it. I know some other models are like that in Mark III. But yeah, that did a lot of more work to me than I thought it would, because he'd basically just like shoot a knockdown guy, and then the AoE would clip a whole bunch of other guys. And so he killed a whole bunch, and worst of all, he got rid of all my recursion. He was able to kill off future Haley, and he was able to kill off Alexia. So this is pretty bad. I lost a lot of guys, and next turn I have no way to bring them back. The second part of the badness as well is that I have 4 eliminators that are right now currently about 6 inches away from Prime Haley, so that's a little bit scary. What I'm going to do though is now use this time to definitely clear off all the Doom Reavers. He has his feet all gone. I'm in a spot where I can do a lot of damage. I can even really mess up that one Mad Dog on the far right with some pretty good charges. So what I'm planning to do now is just trying to get rid of all the troops, set up him in a spot where I can now threaten him with my jacks, and then just kind of recover. But the nice thing as well too is that that turn, even though he did lots of work against me, took him forever. If you look at his clock, I think he's at 16 minutes left, because it just takes so much time for all those Doom Reaver attacks. It's like, okay, I'm gonna roll the hit, but I need 10s to hit, so miss, okay, try this guy over here, miss, okay, and it's trying to like work out the best way to do this. And of course all the AoEs really took away a lot of his time, so he got a lot done, but he lost so much time to clock that I feel that if nothing else, I have a clock victory that's possible. So on my turn, I make sure just to try and go through and kill off as many guys as possible, and it goes pretty dang well. So I go with my Haley group, and of course I bring back the future Haley. I put up temporal distortion. I also do tactical supremacy so I can readjust them after. But basically, past Haley is able to kill off 2 of the eliminators, so that's great. Future Haley just kind of gets up there because she can't do anything. And then from all the other attacks, I'm able to kill off all the other Doom Reavers. It was really great on the far right side where I could charge into the Mad Dog and then Electro Leap over. So having all those Doom Reavers gone is nice and just something out of the way. I had one of my Ironclads was able to boost and kill another Eliminator, but there is still one Eliminator left that can get to me. But again, I kind of feel that I should be safe, but we'll kind of see what he can engineer. Otherwise, I do also kill off with some Electro Leaps some of the Marksmen, Widowmakers rather, so it's nice to have them getting out of here. I did put myself on the flag, but I'm not going to dominate because that Eliminator is still there. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this turn. My time is looking really good. You can see my last 2 Risen are just like running away just to not be another detriment to me. But yeah. Hopefully he doesn't find a way to kill me, and if nothing else, you know, it hopefully just brings down his clock enough that I can start dealing with some other things. And the other cool thing is that if Conquest starts coming at me now, I can start saying things to his flag to start scoring on his flag. So he's going to be in this weird spot now where where's the Conquest going to go? So looking at the situation, he realizes that things are getting a little bit dire right now, so he decides to go for some crazy stuff, and he throws this one Mad Dog over here, and then starts making all of his attacks, hoping it'll explode and killing a bunch of my guys. And badoosh, it does. So one mistake that did happen is that it turned out that one Eliminator was in range, so he actually kills off his own Eliminator too, but he kills off past Haley, and he just kills off a bunch of my guys. So, you know, as far as this game goes, I don't think this was like really a big thing that was going to be leading him to a win or something, but man, yeah, this did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Otherwise, then he decides that since everything's opened up, and I mean, it's only going to go bad from here, he comes up with Irusk and tries to kill off Haley, but unfortunately that high defense is just too much. And then of course the one time that he does kind of get me good, I just have my one focus to get rid of some of the damage. And so basically at this point, you know, he makes some attacks with the Mad Dog on the right, but he knows that this is pretty much it now. So what I could do is I could just go for scenario. I did score 1 point here, but it's going to be way more fun just to go for assassination. So what I do is I just let future Haley go away so I can hog all the focus, pop my feet, do temporal distortion, charge in here, and Haley herself is able to take down Irusk for the win. So there you go, guys. It didn't really work out the way I'd hoped because he did very well in taking out all my recursion, but definitely, I mean, the idea that Cygnar can't really do Dude Swarm and that we suck at it, I would not agree with that. We're not anything like Thexus and all the drudges or anything like that, but we definitely have our own tricks, and I do feel that out of all the casters that it's Haley3 that does the best Dude Swarm. So I'm gonna play with this list a little bit more, but otherwise guys, thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts on the list or what I did, please post it down below, and I'll catch you later. Bye. Hey there, if you liked watching this video, please go down and give it a like down below you here. And if you have any concerns or questions or comments, please put those in the comment section as well. You know, the best way for me to give you what you want to see is if you tell me what you like seeing and what you don't like seeing. So otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.